Question 41. A support workflow must decide whether an incoming request should be answered directly or handed to a specialized billing agent. Which orchestration role handles this routing among agents? A. A single embedding model. B. A batch job. C. A coordinator orchestrator agent. D. A content filter. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, C. A coordinator orchestrator agent. Why C is correct? The workflow needs to receive an incoming request, determine whether it can be handled directly, route specialized requests, such as billing questions, to the appropriate agent. This is exactly the job of a coordinator orchestrator agent in a multi-agent architecture. The orchestrator analyzes the request, decides which agent should handle it, and manages handoffs or delegation between agents. Multi-agent orchestration commonly uses coordinator, supervisor, and handoff patterns for this purpose. Question 42. A team needs to analyze specific segments of long videos, identifying what happens in each portion for a media catalog. Which capability supports temporal video analysis? A. Content understanding video segment analysis. B. A text embedding model. C. A translation flow. D. A block list. Pause the video now if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, A. Content understanding video segment analysis. Why A is correct? The key clues are long videos, specific segments, identify what happens in each portion, media catalog indexing. This requires temporal video analysis, where the system understands content over time and can analyze individual scenes, segments, or events within a video. Content understanding video segment analysis is designed to break videos into meaningful sections and extract structured information about what occurs in each segment, making it suitable for video cataloging, scene detection, event identification, media asset management, and searchable video libraries. Question 43. A latency-sensitive autocomplete feature makes many tiny requests where sub-second response matters more than deep reasoning. Which model choice best matches? A. A text-to-video model. B. A reasoning-optimized model. C. A large multimodal model. D. A small, fast model. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, D. A small, fast model. Why D is correct? The scenario emphasizes latency-sensitive, autocomplete, many small requests. Sub-second response time is critical. Deep reasoning is not required. A small fast model, SLM, is the best fit because it provides lower latency, higher throughput, lower cost, faster user experience. Autocomplete workloads typically need quick token prediction rather than complex reasoning. Using a larger reasoning or multimodal model would increase response times and cost without providing significant benefits. Question 44. A team wants the agent to look up authoritative internal answers from a curated store rather than a call-alive external API for every question. Which tool type fits a stable internal corpus? A. A knowledge search tool over an index. B. A live third-party REST tool. C. A block list. D. A text-to-speech tool. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, A. A knowledge search tool over an index. Why A is correct? The scenario says the information is in a curated internal store. The agent should retrieve authoritative internal answers. The team does not want to call a live external API for every request. This is exactly what a knowledge search tool, typically backed by Azure AI Search or another search index, is designed for. The agent queries the index knowledge base, retrieves relevant content, and uses it to ground its answer. Knowledge tools are a core way agents across enterprise content. Question 45. A design must produce a strictly typed object with required fields the downstream service validates, and free text would break parsing. Which output approach is required? A. A translated paragraph. B. A spoken response. C. Free-form prose. D. Schema-constrained structured output. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer. D. Schema-constrained structured output. Why D is correct? The key clues are strictly typed object, required fields, downstream service validates the result. Free text would break parsing. This means the output must follow a predefined schema exactly, typically JSON. Question 46. A team wants to remove a specific region of a product photo and have the model fill it convincingly while leaving everything else untouched. Which image capability is needed? A. Full text-to-image regeneration. B. Mask-based in-painting. C. Speech synthesis. D. Embedding generation. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer. B. Mask-based in-painting. Why B is correct? The scenario requires remove a specific region of an existing image, generate replacement content only for that region, keep the rest of the image unchanged. This is exactly what in-painting does. With mask-based in-painting, a mask identifies the area to edit, the model regenerates only the masked region, the surrounding image remains intact, and the new content is blended naturally into the original image. Question 47. A grounding pipeline over scanned forms returns garbled text because the documents are images, not selectable text. Which processing step must precede indexing? A. Text-to-speech synthesis. B. OCR to extract text from the images. C. A cost budget. D. Vector re-ranking only. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer. B. OCR to extract text from the images. Why B is correct? The problem is that the scanned forms are images, not selectable, searchable text, producing poor retrieval results. Before documents can be indexed for search, embeddings, or RAG, the text must first be extracted from the images using OCR, optical character recognition. Question 48. A team wants an assistant to combine multiple tools and reasoning steps in sequence to fulfill a complex request, adopting the plan as intermediate results arrive. Which construct supports adaptive multi-step execution? A. A tool using agent with a reasoning loop. B. A block list. C. A static template. D. A single completion call. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer. A. A tool using agent with a reasoning loop. Why A is correct? The scenario describes an assistant that must use multiple tools, perform several reasoning steps, execute actions in sequence, adjust its next step based on intermediate results. That is the purpose of a tool using agent with a reasoning loop. In Foundry, agents can invoke tools during a conversation to take actions such as searching, running code, querying data, or calling APIs, and the model can decide whether to call a tool based on the task and available tool definitions. Question 49. A workload needs the cheapest, reliable way to produce sentence embeddings at a massive scale for a one-time index build. Which choice balances cost and fitness? A. A text-to-video model. B. A large chat model prompted to embed. C. A reasoning model. D. A dedicated embedding model run in batch. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, D. A dedicated embedding model run in batch. Why D is correct? The requirements are generate sentence embeddings, massive scale, one-time index build, lowest practical cost, reliable embeddings. A dedicated embedding model is specifically optimized for converting text into vectors for semantic search, RAG, vector databases, similarity matching. Running the embedding generation as a batch job is the most economical approach because lower cost than LLM inference, optimized for vector generation, higher throughput, and designed specifically for embedding workloads. Question 50. A team debates 3 ways to make an assistant answer using an internal policy that changes weekly. Bake it into the model, retrieve it at query time, or describe it in the instructions. Which is most sustainable for weekly changing content? A. Retrieve the current policy at query time. B. Rely on the base model's training. C. Fine-tune weekly. D. Paste the whole policy into the system prompt every call. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, A. Retrieve the current policy at query time. Why A is correct? The key clue is internal policy that changes weekly. When content changes frequently, the most sustainable approach is to retrieve the latest policy at query time using a RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, pattern. Benefits: always uses the latest policy. No retraining required. Lower maintenance effort. Scales to frequent updates. Reduces risk of outdated answers. If this was successful, please like and subscribe so that you get notified when I've released new questions.